Welcome, friends, it's the Movie Film Podcast. Movie Film Podcast, enjoy the show. Zachy and Brian are talking about movies. Movie Film Podcast on the radio.
Welcome to Movie Film. This is episode 199. 199? Are you out of your mind? That was an ad campaign for something, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like $9.99. Are you out of your mind?
Is that what it
What
was?
was that?
I don't know.
I'm looking it up right now.
I feel like it was like Denny's or something.
Denny's, you're right.
Was it Denny's?
Super Slam breakfast.
Did you just Google that and it came right up?
Yeah.
Wow.
$9.99. Are you out of your mind? I remember also Denny's, the Lenny's. Remember those two women?
Yes.
And she'd be like, her favorite place is Lenny's. And she'd be like, Denny's. She's like, Denny's.
Wow.
Anyway.
First of all, I just want to say this internet is an amazing thing. You can just...
It's so wonderful. Yeah. I'll emerge back into the shadow. I realize I haven't been introduced yet.
Yes. That voice you just heard, that mysterious voice, was Brian Hall.
Hey! How's it going?
And I am Zachy Hassan.
Hey!
We are increasingly turning into the Waldorf and Statler of movie podcasting.
Yeah.
As this quarantine situation continues.
Yeah, and that's okay.
At this point, I have not shaved in so long. I look like Mr. Burns in the casino.
You know what? I'm jealous. Wait, first of all, I'm catching up to the image. Do you have Kleenex boxes on your feet?
I'm getting there. As soon as Amazon is able to deliver them.
That's hilarious. So I haven't cut my hair. I did let my beard grow out, and I was getting sort of like a Grizzly Adams things going. But then at one point, just one of the things I'm working with, they needed a picture of me that I did not have. And I was like, oh, man. So I had to like trim my beard and sort of style my hair in a way so it looked sort of kempt. Then throw on a shirt and run on my balcony and take a picture. And then, and I was like, oh, I guess we won't get to see how long I could get this thing.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, I've just kind of let my beard grow out. And here's the thing. It is frighteningly white, my beard.
Really?
Yes. And
wow.
And it's funny because my brother, who's 5 years older than me, he has a thick beard anyway, and it's like barely white.
Huh.
And I'm like, well, what is this?
Yeah,
and,
right.
And then, I venture downstairs and there's like kids like throwing shit at each other and there's like flour at places where it shouldn't be and stuff. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's why I have white in my beard. It's just premature aging. That's what's going on.
Yeah. Well, I hope you're hanging in there.
I am. You know what? As I said last time, I can complain comedically. For comic effect, but in truth, things could be a whole lot worse, and so I'm grateful for everything.
Good.
So that's me.
Yeah, same. It's funny because normally we start off with sort of the things we've watched over the past week, and it's in preparation. I was realizing how little I've watched. It's kind of amazing. I am. Definitely in a blessed position to still be working. So I gotta say I'm grateful for that. But it's been very, very busy. And so I haven't. You would think I would be racking up all the things that I had been meaning to watch over the years and whatnot, but it's been very little. But I have to call out because there's one episode left, season 5 of Better Call Saul. I just have to gush about it for just a minute.
So wait, one episode left of the series.
Of the season. Season 5 is currently airing. There's one episode left, and I think the previous seasons are on Netflix, and there is a season finale. What am I trying to say? The last season. Next season will be the last season, was what I'm trying to say.
There you go. You got there.
Yeah. But this show, man. It is so good. I feel like every season is like reading a fantastic novel, and it moves at a different pace where each episode obviously has some sort of thing happen or goal or something that needs to be met, but it really moves at a different pace than a regular show. It's not like super tidy every episode. It's really, the seasons are more like a novel, and each episode is a chapter. And it's also like a novel. It likes to live in the smaller moments, the details, and like the process. And that's what makes the overall experience so rich. So you might have an episode where you're like, well, that was interesting, but what are we like building toward? And then the next episode, it'll all collide together, and you're like, oh, like I love how it plays like the slow game sometimes, and it just really, really is such a rich viewing experience for it. And also, this actress who plays a character named Kim on there, Ray Seahorn, I just cannot gush enough about her as an actress and the writing for this character. She is just so endlessly fascinating and continually surprising. And without saying anything, last episode, I mean, there was like a sequence that lasted about 10 minutes or something straight, that as soon as it was over, I had to leap off my couch and start walking around. I was so out of breath.
Really?
Yeah, so I just got to throw some love for Better Call Saul, because I think season 1 was finding its voice, and then after that they really figured out what they wanted to do and what the show was all about, and they really figured out what all the characters, who they were, and then it just was off to the races. So I would totally understand if it isn't for everybody, but I don't know. I think a lot of people who give it a shot are going to be really happy that they did.
So this is a show I have not watched any of, mainly because I'm just kind of like, I'll wait till it's over and then just go through it all. So
totally, I would love to binge this show. I'm actually, it's kind of difficult waiting week to week for it. Yeah, and then also now I'm in this like awful position. Well, okay, this is one of those things you have to keep couching everything. Like, okay, my life is fine. Everybody's like, there are people going through way worse things. That's kind of a funny caveat to everything we're going to talk about during this episode. Let's just give a blanket caveat. However, what I was going to say is the last season, which of course I am anticipating, who knows when that's going to get shot.
Right. Oh, point, sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Everything is on hold indefinitely. Right. So I'm really hoping eventually we do get to put that thing into production and wrap this up properly. But and also as just like one of a little Brian name droppy Hollywoody story, I was in the building that I work in for my show. Better Call Saul's offices are above me, and I got into an elevator, and there in the elevator is Vince Gilligan and all his writers. Wow. And I was like, whoa. And I've listened to like countless podcasts with Gilligan. I mean, he's brilliant. He's a brilliant storyteller. And I am such a fan. I've listened to so many hours of him talk, and there he is. And I hear him talking in his like kind of drawl. You know, I mean, if I could tell you how many times I've heard him go, Breaking Bad, like, you know, like if I had a nickel. And so I was like, oh, wow. So I'm standing in this elevator like, well, do I say anything? I mean, I'm a huge fan of this show. Like, who wouldn't want to hear that their work is loved, you know? Yeah. But they were like in the middle of a story, so I just kind of, I just kind of stood there and I was like, forget it. But it was funny because then they got out of the elevator, and another part of this thing is I pulled a muscle in my calf. Okay. Right before this, so I had this like limp. And so I was like limping out of the elevator, and it really hurt. It was like peak limp. And I like open the door for them, and they get in front of me, but then I'm like limping behind them. Okay. And then they're going up the stairs, and then I'm limping behind them up the stairs. And then eventually they all turned around and looked at me, and I was like right behind them, continuing to limp. And I was like, it was just like a really awkward moment. So anyway, it turned out not to be a great fan moment, but maybe a moment they'll work into the show about some creeper.
Like, that's me.
Yeah, I know.
So next time, if you happen to see him, yes, I will give you every cent in my savings account if you go, Gilligan, little buddy.
Can you imagine? Oh, boy.
Or be like, Skipper.
See, if he did that back to me, that would be like...
That's his moment, right?
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I'm looking. You know what's funny, by the way, is because my wife knows Bob Odenkirk almost exclusively from Breaking Bad, and she does watch Better Call Saul.
We got a chat, she and I.
Well, I don't know how far caught up she is, but she has at least seen the first couple seasons. But you know, she knows him primarily as like dramatic actor Bob Odenkirk.
Right.
Whereas I know him as hilarious Bob Odenkirk from, the Ben Stiller Show and Mr. Show. And so it's very funny because every once in a while I'll put on like a Ben Stiller Show clip, that Bob Odenkirk is in. And she's like, I can't believe that's Bob Odenkirk, where he's like dressed up as like Steven Seagal or something like that,
It's amazing. I mean, I kind of know him from both, I suppose, so I've gotten used to it. But
yeah,
I mean, he's so good.
He was in an early episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm as a former porn star who Larry meets. And it's so funny. Like it's Curb Your Enthusiasm. It's like there's this whole comical thing where like Jeff Garlin, who is his agent, right? He plays his agent, and he's going in for like a heart procedure. So he tells Larry, "Listen, I need you to go to my house and hide my porn in case I die."
Right.
And then he goes to the house, and then he finds like this porno that Bob Odenkirk is in. And he's like, I got to see this. So he starts watching it, and right then Jeff's parents come home, and he's like, I know that guy. He's a friend.
He's a friend. I need to watch those. That's a show I've never actually sort of sat down and watched. I kind of happen upon it when I'm flipping.
Yeah,
and I'm always laughing at it, but I've never really sat down to watch it.
Well, you've got a fresh binge waiting for you then.
Yeah, that's true.
And you've got plenty of time. I mean, maybe not. But
yeah. Hopefully coming soon. Yeah.
Coming soon, hopefully, right?
Well, time that I have made weekly is Sunday nights. A group of friends of mine. We used to get together for a movie viewing night, and we were watching the AFI Top 100, going through it. And we've seen some of it we hadn't seen. The movie Yankee Doodle Dandy almost broke us, but it's on there. Anyway, now that we are...
That's what James Cagney, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, very good. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. But now that we're quarantined, we're watching movies together through Netflix Party.
Okay.
This, what is it? Chrome app. Have you used this?
I know of it. I have not used it.
Yeah. I feel like Jay Leno. Have you used this? You heard about this?
Hey, how about this, Kev? Jay...
Yeah, no, Jay. But anyway, Branford Marsalis. Anyway, so
no, that's Kevin Eubanks.
Oh, Kevin Eubanks.
Branford Marsalis was like, "Shut up, man."
Oh, was he really?
Yeah.
Wow, man, Jay Leno was on TV a long time, wasn't he?
He was on a long time, and just to circle the square here, that "Shut up, man" thing, that was actually an exchange from The Critic, the TV show The Critic.
Yeah.
Where Jay Leno was like, hey, what do you think of that, Branford? And the person who did the voice of Leno in that sequence was Judd Apatow.
That's hilarious.
Who also, speaking of the Ben Stiller Show, they did a sketch about Jay Leno getting The Tonight Show, and Judd Apatow played him there also. And it turns out Judd Apatow just really hates Jay Leno.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, I'm not making... That's like a thing. He just despises him, and so he's... He has this very specific Jay Leno impression that he's managed to turn out across, multiple media venues.
Oh man, I can't believe that was so long ago.
Isn't it crazy?
I mean, it makes sense because he inherited the Tonight Show from Johnny Carson. Of course, that was
in '92.
92. Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Wow. Go on.
Yeah. This is like we look around and we're in the middle of the desert. Like, wait, how did we end up here? Or like Frank Drebin. Remember that? Where he's thinking and he's like,
"Where the hell was I?
Where the hell was I?" So anyway, okay. So Netflix Party limits the movies we can watch because it has to be available on Netflix, which as the years go on is less and less.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we watched Goodfellas this past week, and it's kind of an interesting experience because what it is you have the movie queued up, but there's like an AOL chat window on the right side of the screen, and everybody is just kind of ding, 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 commenting through it. And at one point in the middle of the movie, my friend is like, wait a minute, what's a made man? And then another person's like, oh, it's like when you're untouchable by the mob, and ding, ding, oh, thank you, ding, ding. It's a really, but it's fun because you realize, it's one thing to type out your thoughts, obviously, when you'd rather just sort of say them really quickly. But by the end of it, when you're signing off, you really do feel that sense of everyone leaving like, oh, well, hey, this was great. We were all together, even though you weren't together at all.
Right.
So it's kind of fun. I recommend it to people out there to do that with their friends. I think this week we're going to watch Ferris Bueller, which I think is kind of the perfect movie to do that too, because it's something you've seen a million times, and you can kind of... It's not like something you want to watch for the first time and then talk through the whole thing.
Yes.
And be looking at a chat window. But we watched Groundhog Day one week, and that went great. It's kind of fun.
So you're watching on your computer browser?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, we plug it into the television just to make it bigger and whatever. Gotcha. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. This segment brought to you by Netflix Party.
Yeah. Which, by the way, did you see that Netflix surpassed Disney in terms of profitable entertainment company
in the past month, or just
maybe I read about it this past week?
I mean, I guess that makes sense, right now.
Yeah I mean, Mulan didn't come out, Black Widow's not coming out, so yeah, for the time being, I mean, it's one of those things. I've heard so many people say Netflix expiration date is just over the corner. I'm like, well, we'll see. I don't know. They keep...
well, I mean, I think that prognosis is probably still accurate.
Yeah, but I think it's further away than people.
Yeah, well, I think COVID-19 may have kicked it down the curb.
True, but I do feel like a lot of people, that is their television network. A lot of people
we're in this very specific window where the majority of all these new streaming platforms have not come out yet. Mm-hmm. And so they have not taken away a lot of Netflix's content yet.
Yeah.
So, I think in the next, let's say within the next year, you're going to start seeing a rapid depletion of some of Netflix's evergreens, and then suddenly you start worrying.
Possibly. I think yes, but I think Disney Plus was the biggest threat, and here we are.
Yeah.
Like Peacock, if I was Netflix, I'd be like, yeah, sure.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
HBO Max will be interesting. I don't know. I wouldn't feel like it's a super huge threat, but
no. Well, we'll see. I mean, that's a TBD conversation.
Yeah.
Well, as far as what I've been up to, I've been able to. I've been making time for hashtag quarantine family movie. Every couple days with the kids, just, hey, let's just go down the list. So I think last time I said I had watched The Count of Monte Cristo, which I really liked.
Yeah.
Which, again, I would love for you to check that out, because I'm confident you would like it.
Yeah, it's on the list.
It's on the list. But I saw Frequency, staying in the Jim Caviezel neighborhood.
Right.
And this is one, my gosh, I think last time I saw it may have been 2000 when it came out.
For sure, for me, yeah.
But I remember really enjoying it, so I was like, this might be a good one to watch with the kids. And man, this is a good flick.
Yeah, holds up.
It really does. I mean, it's again, I would say it's like low risk, low reward kind of thing, but I think it works on that level. I mean, just an interesting premise, great performances. I think Dennis Quaid is great. Jim Caviezel is great. For those of you who are listening who don't know what the movie's about, it's you have a sunspot phenomenon that connects two eras, like 1968 and 1998 or whatever it is, something like that. And you have Jim Caviezel in the present, who's able to connect with his dad, Dennis Quaid, in the past, even though his dad died 30 years ago.
Right.
And so based on information given from his son in the future, Dennis Quaid is able to change the past, which ends up changing the future. And it's this, I mean, it's this really kind of bonkers time travel thing that makes your brain ache in a it's like a Back to the Future 2 kind of thing. But I think it's made very compelling, because it's a story about a father and a son, and what it's like to be a kid who grew up without a dad, and what that does to you. And it's very moving in parts. And it's very gripping. I had fun watching with my kids, and I always enjoy sort of experiencing these movies through them, because they're not cynical, about this stuff.
Yeah, I was going to ask how it played for them.
They enjoyed it. I mean, they were engaged throughout. So that was a good one. And then after that, I watched Geronimo, an American Legend from 1993.
Wow, I remember that, and I've never seen it. I'm curious.
So this, again, last time I saw it was 1993. You know?
Right.
And so really this has been just an opportunity of really just going back into the archives. So this was directed by Walter Hill, who did, 48 Hours. And it's good. I think a more accurate name might have been like the Geronimo campaign or the Geronimo War or something, because it does feel like Geronimo, played by Wes Studi in the film, is almost like it's one of those, I feel like that this is an artifact of a time when you would have the brown protagonist portrayed through the eyes of a white protagonist.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Totally.
The first time I saw Geronimo, it's like that.
Right.
It's a little bit of that, which is like weird because I think now you would not see that.
Right.
But the cast is fantastic. I mean, basically the main character, or one of the main characters, is Matt Damon.
Really?
Who was such a nobody back then that his name isn't even in like the trailer with all.
Yeah, right.
Because it's Gene Hackman and Robert Duvall, Jason Patrick, a lot of
What?
people. Yeah, really good cast.
Wow.
But what's interesting to me is I was like watching the film, and you appreciate it. It's about stuff that a lot of us know, maybe not that well. So it's a good portrayal of history, or a perspective on history. But it occurred to me, look at how, in many ways, time is the great equalizer. And what I mean by that is, during his time, Geronimo was an outlaw and a rogue and a brigand. And enough time goes by, and what is this movie called? Geronimo, an American Legend. Like, that's the judgment of history. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was thinking about that. I was like, that to me is really something. Enough time goes by, and these ancient injustices, sometimes they get balanced out, and maybe in these small ways, because that would be the fact that he's called a legend would be small comfort to Geronimo.
Sure.
In the moment, given the horrible injustice that was committed against the Native American people, right?
Right.
But even still, I couldn't help but think of that. And it was made more impressive to me. I think Wes Studi, who plays him, is really good. And it's it's a shame. I mean, he's been in like every film that has had like Native American characters. He's been in it, but it's a shame he hasn't kind of been more, gotten more acclaim for being a good actor. He's really good in this movie.
Yeah. I want to check it out.
It's absolutely worth watching. And in that vein, after that, I ended up putting on for the kids Dances with Wolves.
Ah, nice.
Which has been one of the ones I've been talking about on this show, it feels like, for a while.
Yeah, I was going to say, it feels like in the past year or so it's come up.
Just come up a lot. And this it's been probably 10, 12 years since I saw it last. And my gosh, what a good movie.
Yeah, I sort of happened upon it on cable several months ago, toward the beginning, and watched the rest. And I was like, wow, it just sucks you in.
It really does.
Yeah.
Great performance. We've talked about this before, but it has become fashionable, or it became fashionable maybe, to just sort of crap on Kevin Costner.
Yeah, sure.
I think that there's nothing particularly revelatory about his performance in this movie, but I think he does what's required of the plot.
Yeah, sure.
And maybe, I think about this where I feel like Dances with Wolves was the moment where Hollywood's portrayal of Native Americans did shift. At least it's the most prominent example I can think of. And it's 3 hours long, but it does go by pretty promptly. And the score is just beautiful.
Oh man. Yeah, I when I saw John Williams a couple years ago, he used to play some of his favorite scores.
Oh, interesting.
And he played Dances with Wolves. and I hadn't heard it in years and years and years, and I was like, "What is this?" You know, like, because I don't think he said what it was right away. He just played it, and then when he said what it was, I looked up the soundtrack, and I was like, "Wow, how has this been forgotten? This is so beautiful."
And John Barry won an Oscar for that. Rightly so. It's a terrific score. So just especially these days, if people do end up having a lot of time, and Dances with Wolves, maybe one of those movies you're like, oh my gosh, 3 hours. Now it's a good time. And you can sort of break it up, I think, and it still flows pretty well. And it's just that you got like a really good movie waiting for you.
Totally.
I have said before on this show that it was nominated for Best Picture the same year that Goodfellas was, and so people hold against Dances with Wolves the fact that Goodfellas did not win.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about that, and I think we were talking about Forrest Gump maybe like 2 episodes ago.
Yes, and Pulp Fiction.
And I think the problem is it doesn't mean that both movies aren't good.
Yes,
but like Goodfellas is cool.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And the cool movie didn't win, so you want to hate on the movie that isn't as cool. And it's like, well, it's not. It's just kind of an unfair comparison. They're very, very different, and they're both very good.
And yeah, unless that Oscar is ending up on your mantle, who gives a crap?
I know, or like that meme. Why not both?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
both is good.
Yeah.
Hey, so we got some listener letters here, Brian. We've been getting a lot of feedback lately.
Yeah, it's been so nice. It's really nice hearing responses to what we're putting out there.
People suddenly got time, is what it is.
Yeah.
So I wanted to try to cycle through a lot of the feedback we've gotten. So I'll kind of pull some highlights of some of the responses that we've received, and this is via Facebook and email and Twitter, just everywhere. It's people know how to reach us. We're everywhere.
Yeah.
We're all around you.
It's cool.
So this is from John O'Brien hitting us up from Abu Dhabi.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's how far our signal reaches.
Our podcast has gone international.
I know. Well, it's been international.
We did know that. Yeah. Remember when we got the advertisement? Someone from Germany was.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, that was so cool. It was just like, well, here's what the ads I'm hearing. That was awesome.
So John says, I like the discussion of emotionally affecting scores. The first 3 that came to my mind were Randy Newman's score for The Natural.
Right.
Which, that's a good one. Mark Knopfler's work on The Princess Bride.
Right.
And here it is again, Brian. Dances with Wolves by John Barry.
Yeah.
And John ends by saying, keep up the good work, keeping us entertained in quarantine.
Oh, thank you.
So we're happy to do that. This is from Matt Ev. He says, great to hear some love for Adam Schlesinger, who we mentioned his passing in our last episode. He says, apart from That Thing You Do and Fountains of Wayne, I would strongly recommend that both you, but especially Brian, check out the CW show Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, which is not only the smartest, funniest, and just most wonderful TV show of all time, but is also a musical on which Adam was one of the main songwriters. About 160 incredible songs await. Seriously, Brian would love this show. Guaranteed.
Wow. I mean, that alone is enticing. Like 160, I'm sure brilliant little ditties to go along with that. Yeah, that's just a show I somehow kind of missed. Like I was aware of it, but and my girlfriend was a huge fan of that show. So I mean, that's something definitely, especially now, looking for things to watch and binge these days. I'll have to put that on the list.
Well, there you go. Thank you for that, Matt. And it's from Marshall, who got us started on the whole conversation about music scores in the last episode. He says, I would listen to a podcast roundtable with you and your kids discussing film and TV any day. He says, did you know you're like Captain Fantastic 2.0, except you teach your kids classic film and TV rather than literature and survival skills?
I have to be honest. I don't know what the occasion would be, but I would listen to an episode with you and your brood. Like maybe even sort of, not like that it would have to be a full commentary or anything, but if you guys watched a movie together, or maybe you showed them something for the first time and then recorded, like led a little discussion with them about it afterwards, I would be completely interested in that.
Yeah. Hey, if one of these days Brian comes down with whooping cough, We may have to pull a last minute substitution. I would imagine that the level of commentary would run the gamut from surprisingly insightful to profoundly stupid, because that's pretty much what I've come to expect from these people.
Sure.
Is that. But yeah, hey, maybe, you never know. And Captain Fantastic, by the way, for those of you who don't know, that's a Viggo Mortensen movie from a couple of years ago.
Yeah, which I feel like I have a screener or something lying around, and I've kept it out because I've heard how good it is, and I'm like, Brian, watch this. If you keep seeing it, you will watch it, and I still haven't watched it yet.
It's good. I actually interviewed the writer-director.
I remember that, yeah.
Yes, I had forgotten that I had done that, which sounds like such an asshole level of like, I don't even know who I've interviewed.
Right.
But truthfully, I was like, Captain Fantastic, why does that sound so familiar beyond just having seen the movie? And I was like, oh yeah, I talked to the guy.
Right.
And we had it on our show. It was a good show. It was a good, well, I don't know if it was a good show, but it was a good conversation. Anyway.
Right.
Thank you for that, Marshall. Mike Snyder hits up. He says, so glad you guys are doing the show still. Keeps me sane. These are, I got to be honest, these are the best messages when people are, especially these days, with everything going on, where we're able to provide like a little bit of, maybe just forget about the general shittiness of literally everything,
Yeah, it's always sort of surprising to hear that, but really, it really warms my heart, to be honest. It's just knowing, what we're doing is going out there and being received and making people happy. It's awesome.
Well,
thanks, Mike.
Another note in that vein we got from Thomas Olson. This is the last couple of weeks with the COVID-19 outbreak have been very stressful, but this show has been a huge breath of fresh air for me. I love film, and the positive and encouraging perspective you both bring has been a huge light in my life during a very dark time. The commentaries on Revenge of the Sith and Batman Forever have been especially helpful in helping me shake off some of the discouragement I've been facing these last few weeks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so...
Dude, thanks, Thomas.
Yeah, and
I'm so happy to hear that. I'm really happy we can be out there just sort of... Our silliness can entertain, seriously.
Well, and specifically, I mean, we've talked about this before. I mean, the commentary tracks have really become an essential part of what we do.
Which I would have never even guessed that when we started. But, I mean, we get a lot of responses about those, so it's really cool.
Well, with that in mind, this is another comment we got on our Facebook page. This is from Matthew Sharif, who says, speaking of commentaries, he says, I never understood the appeal of commentaries until I tried them out here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I started listening to both this and Nostalgia Theater after finding you via Batman on Film. And thank you for that, by the way, Nostalgia Theater. It's a good show, I've heard.
It is.
Then I gave the commentaries a chance. They're fantastic. From The Dark Knight to The Last Crusade to Jurassic Park to Star Wars. They're all great. And after listening to The Fugitive, I now know I'm one of you. Screw Devlin McGregor and our DU-90. Provasic.
I love it.
He then, Matthew, listed several movies that he'd like us to do commentaries for. And all I'll say is a lot of those we have planned sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we said this in a previous episode, but I mean, in lieu of new releases to discuss, I feel like we are going to end up dipping into, the old box of old movies. I don't know what.
Yeah. Well, the old favorites, the movies that we like to revisit, and it's like, well, why not revisit and chat through them and have some fun.
There we go. We got not one, but two Back to the Future commentaries coming very shortly.
I cannot believe we haven't done the first Back to the Future. It's still, Zachy had to convince me off air that we hadn't done it because I was so convinced we must have done it.
That was an alternate timeline, but we went back, we changed it.
Yeah, that's it.
And also, every year for the last 3 years, we have done an Indiana Jones commentary. Mm-hmm. So this being the fourth year, we got something coming.
I gotta be honest. I am very much looking forward to going over that movie with you again because I doubt my feelings are going to change much, but I haven't seen it in a while. I'm willing now to look at it with 10 years distance or 12 years distance now, I suppose.
Yep.
And you and I saw it together opening night. So this is going to be such a unique reunion, right?
Right. Yeah. So that is for sure coming.
Yeah.
But we got plenty more stuff planned. It'll be fun. I'm excited.
Me too.
And then this is from Noah Newcomb, who left a review for us on iTunes, so I'll go ahead and read that. Or it's not really iTunes anymore, it's Apple Podcasts now.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Forget that. Noah says, I'm someone who really enjoys podcasts, and this is by far the best. The relationship between Zachy and Brian is the glue that holds this podcast together and is my favorite thing about it. Hearing Zachy talking about his kids and his kid who sides with the villains is hilarious. Yes, hilarious. It's quite funny that... Drunk Spielberg is a hilarious part of the show, and I always look forward to hearing that pop up. Well, boy, we got lots of Spielberg movies coming.
I know.
Commentary-wise, so I wouldn't be surprised if he made an appearance. And with this virus going on, this podcast is really capable of keeping you going and making you laugh in this unfunny time. I love this podcast, and Zachy and Brian as well. Keep up the good work, gentlemen. Well, thank you, Noah, for that.
Thank you so much, Noah.
Yeah, and Noah also mentioned in a separate email that he has a podcast called the Movie Maniacs Podcast on Spotify, and so I listened to some of that, and hey, you're doing good stuff, man. You know, like just that's what it's about. Like I've had several people recently in the past month be like, oh, what do I do to start podcasts? I'm like, you start a podcast. That's what you do.
Yeah,
and I'm not trying to be glib about it, but. I hold up this show as proof that it will not be perfect out the gate.
Oh, absolutely not.
I mean, shit, it's not perfect now either, but we're slightly more perfect than we were back then.
Yeah, I just even feel like we have learned how to talk to each other in this format. Like it's something we learned, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we've said it before. We joke about it. I mean, we do not suggest going back to the early episodes. That was us finding our way, and then it became something that you and I found kind of a groove and we enjoy doing together, and it's unbelievable to me that we get notes like this that people enjoy.
Those early episodes are like the Tracy Ullman Simpsons shorts.
Yes, yeah, right.
Well,
yeah.
I appreciate that they exist and they got us to where we are now, but you know,
right.
I don't feel the need to watch them. I don't need to hear Homer sounding like Walter Matthau.
Right. Well, I want to check out Noah's podcast. I wrote it down, so I intend to check it out.
Well, there we go. With that, let's take a little break and we'll come back, talk some trailers and headlines. And we are back, and we got some trailers and headlines to talk about, Brian.
Yeah.
So, you know, time is a flat circle. And I'd love to say I planned this, but I didn't. I just love the synchronicity of the fact that we have talked about Saved by the Bell so much on this show.
There was certainly a run there.
We would just randomly digress into just way more Saved by the Bell talk than I think anyone who subscribed to the show would have hoped for.
Yeah.
Right. But just by the sheer force of the power of this platform, I'd like to think that we willed that show back into existence.
They're like, yeah, Saved by the Bell mentions are through the roof. It's time to act.
Strike now while the iron is hot.
Right.
So you were talking about the Peacock, which is the NBC Universal streaming platform. So their marquee offering... You know, like Disney Plus has The Mandalorian. HBO Max has the Friends reunion. NBC's Peacock is like, listen, y'all, sit down. Because we got Zach Morris, kind of, occasionally, maybe.
Right.
Mainly, we got AC Slater.
Yep.
Because Saved by the Bell is coming back. God help us all.
Saved her by the bell?
Saved by the Bell, the new class.
Right. Yeah, this has happened before.
It says all of this has happened before and it will happen again.
Yes.
So I guess we might as well play some of the audio from this, right?
Yeah.
All right. Oh.
Remember how much fun high school used to be?
You believe that was like 30 years ago.
These kids, they can be sheltered.
You're so hot and popular. You're like Justin Bieber if he wasn't like 100 years old.
And clueless.
When I was in high school, I constantly used to fight with my best friend over a hot girl. I was actually your dad. Over your mom. Then I just found another girl that I really liked, and I started hooking up with her instead. Oh, wait, that was your mom.
Okay, so I want to be very clear about this. I will not be subscribing to the Peacock. Because
As a result of this?
As a
Or
result,
you just
yeah,
won't be-
I may end up subscribing. I don't know. I'm leaving it out there. However, watching this trailer, I was just like, is there this much affinity for Saved by the Bell for this?
Well, I don't know. I don't think it's like the worst idea, right? I mean, it makes sense. Like some people, well, like, they brought back Boy Meets World
Yes.
and Full House. And like, it feels like, okay, I can see bringing back Saved by the Bell, but I didn't imagine it would look quite like this, I suppose.
Yes. Well,
Tell me.
It's weird to me that they treat the original show, within the world of the show as like real. Let me explain what I'm saying. The original Saved by the Bell is a terrible show.
Yes.
It has terrible production values, terrible writing, terrible acting, and it is a terrible approximation of what real life is like.
Absolutely.
Because I can tell you right now, I went into high school just assuming that the principal would teach like a third of my classes.
Right.
And
And by
every
the way,
class would be
I agree
like-
with everything you just said, and I love the show.
Yes. Every class would have like 6 people, and it was always the 6 same people.
Yes,
Occasionally, you would have like the one new person, but you'd never see them again.
right.
I went into high school like Homer going into college,
That's a really great comparison.
Saved by the Bell completely warped what I expected.
Okay.
That being said, yes, I mean, of course I loved it at the time, but I'm like, it's not good.
No. It wasn't good then. It's not good now. But
Yeah,
if if I watched it, I'd still be amused by it. I'm sure.
So right,
it's a nostalgia thing. It's a nostalgia
pure
thing.
nostalgia.
Yes.
And so watching this promo here, where you have like Jesse and Slater, they're looking back like, can you believe that was 30 years ago? And they're I mean, it's like it's like the new Dallas. Like you have Bobby Ewing reminiscing about fighting over South Fork or something. It's so weird to me. I'm like, you guys are talking about one of the worst shows like ever made. Like it's the Sopranos or something. I mean, it's
Can I dig in a little bit
Yes.
into your thinking? This was what I thought, first of all. The original show was bubblegum,
okay.
and this does not look like bubblegum.
Yes, exactly.
So do you think you feel that way?
Yes.
That extreme because they're like trying to turn it into something it wasn't?
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
Like you talked about Boy Meets World, right? You had Boy Meets World and you had Girl Meets World, and Girl Meets World was basically doing the same thing as Boy Meets World.
Much like Fuller House did.
Exactly.
Yes.
And so it's like, well, if you like that, you're gonna like this, right? And they're the same within a few standard deviations of each other. Mm-hmm. And then you got this, and it's like from the writer of 30 Rock, and I'm like, what?
Right.
So it's weird to me. Like I'm curious, and I have kind of a car wreck fascination here. But it feels like, I mean, the original show started about 30 years ago. I think it was 89 that it started. And so there's 30 years of like built up. It is nostalgia because I don't know that the show is really carried on.
I don't know. I mean, for a certain set, but not for everyone.
Like it's not like Friends where the current generation.
Right. Is like binging this on Netflix or something.
I don't.
Yeah.
So it is weird to me. Like I wonder if NBC is vastly overestimating the audience for this.
Yeah, I don't know, but there was something about the look I didn't like.
Yes,
it kind of has that weird cold color filter thrown over it, where it's like they're trying to make it look
real, quote unquote.
Yeah, which is like, but that's not what this is. You
Right.
know, like even when the college years, it's like, no, this show is a 3-camera.
Yes.
Goofy laugh track sitcom. And that's okay. That's why we like it. And like giving it this sort of, we shot it on digital, but we want it to look legit kind of look. It just looked, it almost felt like a Funny or Die
Yes.
something.
Which, speaking of Funny or Die, and I've mentioned this on the show before, they have a regular thing that they do on YouTube called Zach Morris is Trash.
Yes. You introduced me to this, and it is
So funny.
just go down, especially if you love the show.
Yes.
Maybe even more if you hate it. It is so funny.
Yeah, it's what's funny to me about it is they just pretty much summarize episodes.
Yeah.
And they're like, and this is why Zach Morris is trash. They're just like, this happens, then this happens, then this happens, then this happens. That's why Zach Morris is trash. There's not a lot of editorializing going on.
No, but it's just going to sound silly, but it's kind of eye-opening.
Yes.
You're like, oh, wow, he was like kind of a little evil,
Yeah.
master of ceremonies to all these poor, unwitting people.
So when is this premiering, Brian?
Well, that's the funny thing. I guess Peacock has had sort of a soft launch. I don't know if they'd call it that exactly, but apparently it's supposed to fully launch in July. But even after that, they have not given dates for a lot of their new programming. It said, I think they gave an assurance that this will debut this year, in quotes.
Okay.
So.
Well, we're not done with Peacock reboots, Brian.
Oh, no.
Because I think this one may be even less in demand than the Saved by the Bell one, because I feel like Saved by the Bell, there's like a curiosity factor, but this is Punky Brewster.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I'll just put it out there up front. In my notes I put, didn't watch it, no idea.
Did you watch the trailer for this new one?
Oh, I did watch the trailer, but I didn't grow up watching Punky Brewster, so I don't really know.
Brian, Punky Brewster wore 2 sneakers of different colors.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Truthfully, that's like the one thing I really remember about that show. And so the fact that the trailer points that out.
Oh, yeah. I do remember that being called out, yeah.
I was like, well, I guess that's it then.
It's Punky.
Well, let's play some of the audio from this.
Good to see you, Punky Brewster.
Mom, you put on 2 different shoes.
Haven't done that in a while. Still works. Raising 3 kids alone isn't easy. I had to grow up.
Ish.
It's helped me rediscover my punky power.
Okay. So Punky Brewster. So you never watched Punky Brewster, huh?
No, I don't. I just somehow missed it. I remember it kind of like being on channel 60 at like 4 in the afternoon or something.
Yeah, it was a syndicated show.
Yeah.
Punky Brewster was huge in the mid-'80s, at least in Saudi Arabia where I grew up.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm totally aware. Like I know for a lot of people about my age or maybe even a little older, like it was totally a thing. I just somehow kind of missed it.
There was also a Saturday morning cartoon show.
Which I remember because she had like some sort of magical creature or something,
Yes.
right?
Well, which you must if you have a Saturday morning cartoon show.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so she was the hilarious orphan abandoned child who, she just like moves in with this old dude and that's the show.
Right.
And the dad he was played by George Gaines, who was Commandant Lassard in the Police Academy movies.
Oh, funny.
Yeah, so there's a lot of Punky. I'm very, 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 very happy to have, And I just remember him like having heart attacks a lot on the show, and it would be like, I'm going to adopt you.
Really?
Henry. Yeah, it was a lot of that. I remember that.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it was actually kind of dark now that I think about it, because this is all in hindsight. Because there was we talked about this on the our Apollo 13 episode. They had the episode where Punky goes to school very excited to watch the Challenger take off.
Yes.
And then she comes home crying because, of course, it blew up. And so they bring in Buzz Aldrin to comfort her, which I got to say, it must be nice to have Buzz Aldrin on speed dial.
Right.
It's like, wait, a little girl's lost faith in the space program?
right.
I'm on my way.
Right.
That's all I remember about the show. So I'm fascinated by the fact that they're not the fact that they're doing this. I get it because I see NBC Universal is like, all right, what do we have left in our
Right.
in our cabinet, of IP here?
Yeah.
And I do like that Soleil Moonfry, who played her, and she's back, and I'm glad to see she's working. It's nice. Freddie Prinze is in this, from what I saw.
Oh, yeah.
But I do wonder. I just wonder who. Is the fact that there is a new Punky Brewster enough to get someone to sign up for a brand new streaming service?
Yeah.
Right.
You know what would help me? Bring back Alf. Bring back Alf.
It may be time. Did Alf air on NBC? Was that NBC? Mm-hmm. It was, right? Mm-hmm. But is it owned by NBC?
That is a very good question.
Maybe we should look that up. Alf, by the way, this is like my random. I have told you one of my hobbies, and I'm doing this more now, is I track down old comic books and I bind them into books. Mm-hmm. So there was an Alf comic book series from Marvel in the late 80s, and I was like, that might make for kind of a fun book. Let me track down those Alf back issues. And they are so goddamn expensive that I'm
really
absolutely blown away by the fact that there's clearly a huge aftermarket for Alf comic books.
People are interested in the continuing adventures of Gordon Shumway.
That's right. Or by the insulting name he was given, Alf. Hey, we're going to call you Alf, alien life form. Yeah, no, my name is Gordon. Yeah, whatever, Alf.
Right, that's a good point.
That's like Charlton Heston in Planet of the Apes. He's like, my name's Taylor. No, we're going to call you Bright Eyes.
Like, okay.
You human freak.
Right.
He's like, yeah, on my planet I wear clothes. Yeah, not here.
Right.
Oh, Alf, will you ever win?
Now that's the show I want to see, over the shoulder, serious drama style.
There was the Alf cartoon show, which was the prequel. And it's all about Alf on his planet with all his friends and family. And if you think about it, that's a horrible thing to show to kids. Because they're going to watch that cartoon and be like, oh, I want to watch the live action show. Oh, where are they all? Oh, they all blew up on his planet. He's the only one left. He's all alone. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving on. Hey, we got some headlines, Brian.
Yeah, we do.
So a little bit of sad news here right off the top. Brian Denny has passed away.
Yeah.
81 years old.
Yep.
I feel like we should clarify this was not COVID-19 related.
Right.
In this day and age, that's almost like that needs to be part of the story.
Mm-hmm.
But it's crazy to me that he was 43 when he did First Blood.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
yeah. I was thinking about, for me, he's Big Tom Callahan.
Big Tom Callahan, that's right.
From Tommy Boy. And I was like, wait a minute. Is he 81 now? How old was he when he did that? That was like 25 years ago.
Yeah, so he's in his 50s.
Yeah, he just kind of has a look, He's always kind of had that sort of...
And he, I mean, you talk about an actor who just, his presence was able to do so much. Mm-hmm. Right? Now, the one thing I've heard consistently about Brian Denny from people who knew him and worked with him is just he was a very, very, very nice guy. Dedicated to the craft, really just a professional the whole way through. But, there was this sort of authority that he embodied. Mm-hmm. Right? And it's like, you think about like certain actors, how their silence can do so much. Mm-hmm. And that was Brian Dennehy.
Absolutely.
Right? So one of these consistent presences, it's sad knowing we're not going to see him like just playing character parts anymore.
Yep. Yep. Sad.
Moving on.
Well, we should mention also a passing of cinematographer Alan Davio.
Yeah.
Forgive me. I'm sure I'm saying his name wrong. But he lensed E.T.
And this was COVID-19 related.
This was COVID-19. He died at 77.
So he was DP on E.T. Mm-hmm. I didn't mean to do that, but
yeah. No. But yeah, he did a few Spielberg's movies, Empire of the Sun, Color Purple. And actually, I had the pleasure of seeing him speak after a screening of E.T. several years ago at the New Beverly Theater, and that was really memorable.
When was this?
Maybe like 7 or 8 years ago.
Oh wow, okay. Yeah, it's a shame, this illness is, I mean, there is a toll that it's taking, despite people being like, oh, it's not that big a deal. I mean, people are, in all corners, there is a cost that it's extracting.
Yep.
Television, live TV anyway, has kind of ground to a halt.
Yeah.
Well, not ground to a halt, right? I mean, they've been doing stuff.
Well, it's been interesting seeing, the dipping the toe in the water. Right?
There you go.
And seeing what people can pull off. I think it seemed to start with late night talk shows, and then they've been expanding a little bit into other things.
Yeah, so everyone has been doing, like, vlogs.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they feel like, right? I mean, I watched the Conan specifically, and it's like watching a Skype session between him and Adam Sandler,
Right.
Yeah.
And so the everything they're trying to figure out how to gradually come back. So SNL was like, well, gosh darn it, we're gonna do this too. And so they did SNL at home, which was a thing that aired on TV.
Yeah, yeah. And I tuned in. Did you tune in?
I did. I mean, I didn't like watch it live. I watched it the next day, but.
Yeah. I was very curious what that was going to look like, just because, I mean, just out of not necessity, but just with the resources available. I mean, watching Conan and Adam Sandler was interesting because those guys are funny, but it was like, I didn't feel like something that I need to tune into every night. Like, it did feel like watching Skype calls, and that's just the way that it is. So anyway, when SNL announced that they were going to do this and put on a show, I was like, what in the world does that look like? Right? Like, how do they not just have their cast speaking into Zoom and having lag,
right.
And, all the sort of issues that just inevitably happen. So, yeah. Well, what did you think of it?
I think it looked like what you imagine it would look like.
I would say it was one step above it. I was a little impressed that they actually had the band coordinated to play together.
That's true.
And again, we deal with lag issues just doing our show regularly. So just seeing a band play in time together, I thought was impressive. But they also did put in some post-production, production value into some of the things. And I mean, like, don't get me wrong, it wasn't some sort of crazy zazzed up special, but I was impressed with the effort.
So I appreciate them being like, well, gosh darn it, let's put on a show. Let's keep them from tearing down the town square by putting on a show. That's what it felt like.
Right.
And I appreciated that. It was essentially a series of SNL audition pieces.
That's a good way of, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because like Chloe Fineman did her like Timothée Chalamet masterclass, and you can imagine that's what she did to get the gig.
That is hilarious and totally true. Yeah.
Right. So obviously they're funny enough to be able to do it, but I mean, I think it was an oddity.
Yeah, it's going to be a weird time capsule.
It's a time capsule, right? And I don't know if they plan to do more of these episodes. I don't know how many more they can do, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm sure that took a lot of work.
Yeah. And I appreciate that Tom Hanks got up there, and he's Tom Hanks, damn it.
Yeah, it was kind of fun too how they recreated the clock. The camera swinging away from the clock and everything. Yeah. Although I did find this out, and this is just an indication of the general insanity level on social media. There's a whole conspiracy that Tom Hanks is actually not Tom Hanks. This is some weird psyop where like the Tom Hanks who quote unquote hosted SNL is actually proof that Tom Hanks is in some undisclosed location. Well, I mean, if I can get serious for a minute, I'm just happy to have our theories put out there and be taken seriously. So thank you for everyone who's clowned onto that idea.
So I don't know what the rationale behind this, but somebody messaged me on Twitter, "Hey, Zachy, did you hear about this?" And then I spent like 20 minutes just, it felt like Fox Mulder, just going into this hellscape of just Twitter insanity,
I guess it's sort of like a Paul is dead.
Yes.
Beatles.
Yes.
I was just about to sort of shake my head at the silliness of all this, but then I was like, well, I guess this always happens. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, speaking of television, actually, just last night, the Last Dance ESPN series premiered. Looking at the final Bulls' final championship season. Did you watch? I think they showed the first two parts, right?
Yes. Showed the first two parts of 10,
yes.
And this was up there for me personally with like Tenet and all the other big releases of the year.
Totally
I just
agree.
could not wait to watch this because you and I grew up in the Chicagoland area in the 90s.
During all of this.
Oh, during all of this. I mean, so this was not only a worldwide phenomenon, but we were like living in it.
Yeah.
And so I was just so excited to go back and revisit it and see it from a different perspective as an adult.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's so, and I feel like that's kind of what I got, because what I remember is loving the Bulls and loving Jordan, but I don't really remember a lot of the news about the team management and sort of the turmoil that was going on there. Like I remember Jerry Krause being a figure, but yes. I don't know that I had much of a handle on it. So this was really fascinating.
He was a reviled figure in the 90s.
Yes.
I knew that. I knew enough to know that.
Yeah. Yeah. So like sort of digging in and having some of this, behind the scenes footage of seeing Jordan just like berating him
yes.
like, to his face, it's really painting a much, much more detailed picture of a time that I remember. And 2 episodes in and I'm just gobbling it up. I love it.
Yeah. I watched the first episode. I haven't watched the second one yet, but it definitely, it's just like the sense memory.
Yes.
Is so strong. I mean, God, it's like I'm a teenager again watching this, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's been interesting watching it because I watched it with the boys, and they know Michael Jordan from Space Jam,
right? Sure,
basically, right?
Yeah,
but they still know Michael Jordan, and so this is really giving a greater context of like, no, you don't get it. Like, there's Michael Jordan and there's everyone else,
right?
When it comes to
and this is just, I already knew that, and that's how I'm going to fill my entire life. I know there's arguments out there, but like, revisiting this and watching, I'm enjoying the documentary nature of all this, but I'm also just loving watching all the footage again.
Yeah.
Of watching Michael play. And it reminds me a lot of that 10-part OJ series, which is really cool because they're, with all that time, they can dig into the context, right? It's like, yes. No. Because I remember with the OJ thing, which I appreciated, was when I wasn't alive for OJ, when he was a superstar. Like, no. Like, you don't understand. Like, the world loved OJ, and he was this person, and this is what he meant to people. And I feel like they did a really good job, especially in episode 1 with Jordan, where it was like, this is what he was like as a kid. Like, he wasn't the greatest basketball player. Like, he worked really, really, really hard, and he just had the aptitude.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, we grew up watching Michael Jordan's Playground and all these things, but it does feel like watching it again for the first time, this whole thing about these people.
Yeah, and the other thing that really jumped out at me was because you've got contemporaneous footage, and then you've got now interviews of them, looking back, and you're like, man, Scottie Pippen looks like Scottie Pippen, and Dennis Rodman, wow, he still looks like Dennis Rodman, and then Bill Wennington looks like Bill Wennington's great grandfather.
Right.
And I'm like, man, black really don't crack.
Right.
Scottie Pippen looks exactly the same.
They do. Yeah.
Right. The other thing, actually, when we first talked about this, I kind of jokingly was like, what happened? They just like forget that they filmed this, and then suddenly,
I don't know. Yeah. If they had a documentary crew following them during one of their most like key historic seasons and had all this footage, where's it been sitting from?
Well, apparently Jordan has at least addressed a portion of that. He said part of it was he didn't want people to see what like kind of an asshole he was.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Right. And the other thing I was thinking about was, I wonder if they were also like waiting for Jerry Krause to kick the bucket.
Right.
right?
Sure.
Because here's the thing. I mean, if there is a heel in this, it's Jerry Krause in the portrayal in the documentary.
Yeah.
Right. And I think a lot of that is, justified. Mm-hmm. But I also am like, yeah, but he can't defend himself. Mm-hmm. Like, you don't get to hear him be like, yeah, but, right? Instead, you get Jerry Reinsdorf, who is the owner.
Yes.
Like, yeah, they had this issue, but and I did this. Like, he gets to kind of tell his perspective. And I'm like, listen, you can blame first of all, the idea that you're going to go into the final season. Now, this is a team that has had, up to that point, 5 championships. Mm-hmm. And you as the GM are going to tell this coach one more season and that's it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Are you insane?
Yeah, and they were even talking about breaking up the team anyway.
Yes.
Right? That was sort of like the drama that we begin on, where it's like, well, let's start building a new team. And you're like, are you out of your mind?
Right.
Like, you have one of the greatest sports assemblies in history. Together.
Right? So and I remember very distinctly, because we basically start fall of 97. I remember very well the drama of, is Jackson coming back? And if Phil Jackson wasn't going to come back, then that was it. That was the ball game, right? And I remember, one more season, and Jerry Krause specifically saying that. And I remember even then, everyone's like, why would you put a clock on it, right? Mm-hmm. It's very odd. So that whole thing, I mean, that's Jerry Krause did that, right? So that's the bad part. But the other side of this, when you look at it from his perspective, is everyone on that team, with the exception of Michael Jordan, was there because of Jerry Krause.
Right.
So there is that.
Sure.
It wasn't Jerry Reinsdorf, it was Jerry Krause. Mm-hmm. So, you know what I mean? Like that's a part of the story that we're not necessarily, or we have not necessarily gotten up to this point. And I wonder if part of it was the narrative need to set up, that, like this, it's his fault, Mm-hmm. We're like going so far into the weeds here, I'm realizing.
No, but I mean, and that's why I'm enjoying it so much. Like, having all this context added to a moment that I remember that I when I was 15 or whatever it was, like I remember the surfacey sort of news of this, but I wasn't really that embedded in it.
Yeah, I mean, certainly for me, I'm not, spoiler alert, Brian, I'm not a big sports person. I don't know if you know that about me. But the one time in my life I was quite interested in the various comings and goings was during the Bulls dynasty.
I mean, I'm right there with you, to be honest. It really, the only moments in my life where I was truly tracking and following sports was when I lived in Chicago, because it's such a sports town.
Yep.
And then when I moved out here, I just kind of stopped.
Yeah.
But and I think that's maybe why it feels even extra special. Like it's tied to so many things, from those moments in your life. So that's why this is such like a really delightful revisit for you and I.
So this is going to be for the next 5 weeks?
It feels right? Because it's two episodes.
Are they doing 2 every week?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. So more to come of that.
Yeah.
Not more to come is like movies for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
Release dates are fallen like things that fall.
Are falling like ... I'm like, yes. Can't wait to hear what he comes up with. Yeah.
I'm really tired. I'm homeschooling 4 kids, and my brain is just like turned into pudding right now.
I'm certain.
However, I mean, Disney kind of did their big. They kind of revealed what their calendar's looking right for the. And it looks like, I mean, one of them, Artemis Fowl, that's just going to go to Disney Plus. Mm-hmm. I think Mulan. When did Mulan get kicked to?
I don't know, actually. I mean, they've said that it's not going to go to Disney Plus, but I don't know if they actually gave it a date. Because Black Widow did, right? Like fall. Some point.
Black Widow. So the original. So as far as MCU movies, they basically just pushed everything down one slot. So
Oh, right.
the Eternals was supposed to be in fall, but since Black Widow didn't open, they moved that there. And then they moved the Eternals to next year, which I think was going to be the Shang-Chi slot. And everything gets moved down one. So that's fine. You know, I would imagine those movies will do whatever they do. But I mean, it's more than just Disney, because just this morning Warner Brothers has said that all of their stuff is getting kicked down too.
Right, I saw it with Batman, right? 2021 fall.
So yeah, so it was the Batman was supposed to be June 25th, and then they're gonna move that to October. Which, I mean, Warner Brothers did okay with the Joker there. So I think people will go see the Joker. It says here The Flash is going to June of 2022.
I didn't even know that was happening.
I mean, come on. Like, I mean, The Flash is like the New Mutants of Warner Brothers.
I mean, I remembered it being discussed. I didn't realize that was actually on the calendar.
Yeah, again, I'll believe it when I'll believe it exists when we are recording this show talking about having seen the movie a week ago.
Right.
That's when I believe it exists, right?
Yeah.
But Warner Brothers, I mean, they've got Tenet still scheduled for this year, right?
I know. I don't think it's moved from its date yet, which obviously is not going to happen.
I read that Cinemark is planning to open up in July.
I'm sure they are.
I was about to say, I mean, that seems optimistic to me.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it because AMC is looking at possibly declaring bankruptcy.
Yeah.
Which would be nuts, right?
That would be nuts.
But let's say either of the big chains, they open up in July or whatever, July or August, let's
Summer,
say, right?
yeah.
Even then, people are not going to want to huddle into a crowded movie theater to watch a blockbuster.
So do you want to put out your $200 million plus investment when people are still nervous about being in public with
right?
Another?
That's my point, right? And so let's say hypothetically, what the theaters do is say, okay, we're going to sell seats with an eye towards social distancing. So that means that for every one seat, you have two empty ones in either direction, or in all directions. So you're talking about filling a theater or selling to capacity with only a third of your seats filled.
That would be interesting, wouldn't it? I mean, the last movie I saw at an ArcLight theater had every other row taped off.
Yes.
So in some way, I wonder if you could almost create the illusion of demand, right? When you're selling less, but it looks like, oh, people are going and it made a lot of money and maybe we should go too.
Possibly, but if you're a studio, how do you make money on that?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Right?
I know.
So you got something like Tenet and you got Dune, which was dicey under the best of circumstances.
Dune, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I'm a big Denis Villeneuve fan. I'm a big fan of the books. I was like, good luck with that movie anyway. And then now it's like, hey, here's the scenario. I don't know how. Let me put it this way. I don't think we are going to have $1 billion hit for a long time.
Yeah, good point. So how does that affect greenlighting movies now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see a scenario where the theatrical window is extended, like the old days, but I don't see that happening in the age of digital.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So I don't know, man.
Yeah, I remember looking up. I used to go on Box Office Mojo sometimes and just look up old movies I liked and just see how they did. And I remember seeing Back to the Future came out in July '85, and it was in theaters till like February '86.
Right, exactly.
It's never again. Yeah, I mean, it'd be cool if that sort of thing happened again, but audiences have just changed.
Wasn't E.T. like that also? It was in theaters for a long time.
I'm sure.
Home Alone was. I know that.
Yeah.
Home Alone was like through the summer. It was in theaters.
It's crazy.
Right?
Different time.
It's a different time. Yeah. So I don't know. That's a strange one. That's going to be something. And by the way, Dune, I do hope it comes out this year because I am looking forward to seeing it. But I also would love to do a commentary track on the 1984 movie with you.
I've never seen it. I'd be very curious to do that.
So Brian is a big David Lynch fan.
I like a Lynch.
And I'm a big Dune, the books fan.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have this weird kind of, mutant homunculus thing that exists.
Right.
Which is the David Lynch Dune film. And it is a beloved cult artifact.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are people who are like, no, it's awesome. I'm like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
Stop saying that because it's not.
Yeah. I actually, just before we got on, I saw an article about David Lynch talking about how he doesn't like the movie.
That's what I'm saying.
But it was a very painful experience for him.
Exactly. He's like, I hate that movie.
I was just going to say, yeah, I can listen to David Lynch all day long.
What the hell was I thinking? It is a bizarre, however fascinating film. And so I think we could certainly have a great conversation about it. So
yeah.
If for no other reason than that, I hope Dune keeps its release date.
Yeah. Well, I really loved the pictures that came out. I mean, it feels very like a vision. And I'm excited to see an exciting vision.
Yeah, it's. I mean, first of all, you got this amazing cast, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oscar Isaac is the father of the main characters, played by Timothée Chalamet, and then you got Josh Brolin and Jason Momoa, and you name it. I mean, it's really. I mean, he basically, Denis Villeneuve is like every person who was his first choice he got,
Mm-hmm.
Everyone else just work with him. But it's funny because I was showing these are pictures in Vanity Fair, and I was showing my wife the pictures, and she's seen the miniseries Dune, and she knows it because of me. And I was like, look at Oscar Isaac. See, look, that's who I look like with my beard. I guess my beard is like white now, and she's like, yeah, that's who you look like. I was like, wow, quarantine's bringing out little cattiness here.
Right.
So I definitely do not look like Oscar Isaac is one thing I've learned via this quarantine.
Well, you look like Oscar Isaac to me.
Well, shucks. There we go.
I'll be your Finn any day, Poe. To your Poe.
There you go. Hey, so anyway, we're not going to be going to the theaters, but that's okay, Brian. Because you know what is coming back?
What is?
The CBS movie of the week.
Yeah, which is, I'm sure some people are like, why do you care? But let me explain. It's kind of like going on YouTube and watching old commercials you liked or something. Like,
yes,
just the way that I grew up, I didn't have cable. And it was a big deal when a big movie was on television on Sunday night. It'd be like CBS or NBC or whatever. Like, I remember when Batman 89 aired on TV for the first time. It was like an event.
Yeah.
Right? And so CBS is like, well, let's recreate that. Why not? So they're going to, and so it would have this special opening and this music and whatnot. And it's just I totally get why no one else would want to do this, but it's a real nostalgia factor for me to like tune in on a Sunday night and hear that CBS Sunday night movie music. And then they're going to show, I think tellingly, digging into the nostalgia factor, they're showing a bunch of old movies. They're showing Raiders of the Lost Ark, Mission Impossible 1, Forrest Gump, those sorts of things. So it's like a throwback to the way TV used to be. and even though I think Raiders was on like Paramount Network like last week with commercials, like this is not new.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And like, why would I want to watch it with commercials? I don't know. It's probably not even going to be letterboxed, but I can see myself tuning in just for the nostalgia factor for a little bit.
So this is what this actually is cross promotion now that CBS and Viacom are joined at the hip once more.
See, here's Zachy bringing the real story. See, I didn't even put that together. Yeah, those are all Paramount movies.
It's the synergy, right? Yeah. So these are all corporate. These are all Paramount releases.
Mm-hmm.
And CBS is like, well, it's not costing us anything,
right?
To throw these on, and we can. It's like found money because the sunk costs have been amortized a long time ago.
Yeah, and they're like, and a bunch of dim-witted 30 and 40-year-olds are going to eat this up. And
Let's make a thing for that Brian Hall fella. Brian's like, hello.
yeah, exactly. I'm first in line with my popcorn in hand.
Let's make something that aging Gen Xers will find amusing. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I think more than the movies themselves, I always looked forward to the little, like there was the bumper, like the CBS evening movie or whatever. And then you would have like the little like mini trailer for the movie.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all my Star Wars films, Back to the Future, all those movies growing up on VHS, the way that I watched them was recording them off of the Sunday night movie. And like exactly what you said, they had that cool little trailer at the beginning and it'd get you really pumped up. Yeah.
Those are good times.
They were good times.
simpler
Wow. You got this
times.
Bulls thing going on one network, and then you got the CBS movie coming back on another.
This is our own nostalgia theater happening right here.
Absolutely.
Well, speaking of nostalgia theater, there's still more of that because Disney Plus is continuing their habit. I'm going to say bad habit of taking their old animated movies and turning them into live action movies.
Yeah.
I think at this point there have been enough mediocre ones that I'm going to say, yeah, don't do this anymore, Disney.
Yeah. Some of them, they're not all guaranteed runaway successes like The Lion King.
Correct. And The Lion King, by the way, was not good.
I haven't seen it. I love The Lion King, and I just don't have enough interest, to be honest.
It's yeah. I don't want to go into that again, but it was
right.
It was not good. Yeah.
All right, that's too bad.
But they just announced this past week that they have a Robin Hood remake of the animated version,
right?
Which was
Starring,
itself
like, a fox.
Yeah. So at this point, this is like 5 different degrees of Inception. Because it's, the animated Robin Hood was itself a remake of the Errol Flynn version, but with animals. But now we're like, no, let's do a remake of the animated one, but with animals, but in live action. I'm like, at this point, you're so far up your own asshole that you're seeing stuff you ate like 6 weeks ago, you know? Right?
Yeah. This is going straight to Disney Plus, but what do you and I keep saying over and over? Stop making Robin Hood movies.
Right. I think if there's one thing the last 10 years have made very clear, people are just kind of done with that at this point.
And, to be fair, they're not putting it out theatrically. I mean, it's going to go where everybody just is going to be flipping and come across it anyway.
Right. So at this point, am I interested in it? Not particularly. I read that the director is somebody who is of note. It's the person who did Blind Spotting, which that's kind of interesting to me. Because I liked Blind Spotting a lot.
Yeah, Carlos Lopez Estrada.
Yes. So that's kind of interesting. However, you know what? No, there's one. You know what? I'm going to say this right now. I want to see the butthole cut of Robin Hood. That's the only way I'm interested in this.
That's hilarious.
Just a bunch of animated fox and bear buttholes, right there in your face. That I want to see the artistic intent there.
And to be fair too, I mean, this is a beloved version, the '60s version. I've always liked it fine, but I know there are people that really love that version. So I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm not. It's not. It didn't hit me in my sweet spot age-wise.
Yeah, same here. Even though I do know people my own age who love it. I remember them showing it to us at school. But it's fine. I don't know. I don't really have any feelings toward it. But I can imagine, honestly, over something, say, like Lady and the Tramp, if I'm flipping through Disney Plus and I don't know what to watch, I can see myself starting it to see what it's like.
Okay.
So, I don't know.
I wonder if the Disney Plus brand is gonna end up becoming the equivalent of like the straight-to-video sequels to like Peter Pan or whatever.
Like Return of Jafar and all that.
Yeah, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
but
does it have prestige?
They look shiny though. Look shinier, don't you think?
Well, I guess we'll find out when we see all them CGI buttholes. We'll know.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of Disney Plus and buttholes, there's a transition I didn't plan on making. I doubt we will see any of them buttholes because
Holy
they're
cow.
censoring stuff that didn't need to be censored the first time.
I just realized where we're going next, and that was the perfect transition. I'm sorry, I will kill the flow because that was too good. That was too good. Okay, sorry. Continue.
So there's a version of the movie Splash on Disney Plus. Mm-hmm. Now, Splash was a 20th Century Fox movie,
Right.
and it was PG, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So PG is like fine, but not fine enough for Disney Plus. So they CGI'd Daryl Hannah's hair to
Like
cover
extended
up.
it.
They extended her hair slightly longer so that it covers up part of her butt.
Yeah, well, we should explain for people who don't know the movie. It's a movie about Tom Hanks falling in love with a mermaid. Right? So I guess there's some scene where she's got her legs and you can see a bit of her butt and she runs and jumps in the ocean. But then Disney, to cover their ass,
Hey-o!
I would say extended her hair, but what I saw on Twitter, it almost looked like they gave her fur.
I was gonna say she looked like a Sasquatch.
Yeah. So they got to put this like fur over the back of her lower back and her butt as she's running into the ocean. It looks ridiculous.
Yeah, and apparently that's not the only instance of Disney Plus censorship.
Yeah, I dug in a little bit and I saw apparently Adventures in Babysitting is the TV version. Because I don't know about you, but growing up, that was like the infamous first movie I think I saw with like an F word in it.
Yeah,
You know, because it was PG-13.
Don't F with the babysitter.
Yeah. So,
Well, and there was like one homophobic slur.
oh, that's right. Yes, which I think they changed on. Disney.
See, it's weird because that stuff, honestly, I don't think you're losing anything. Like I
What's
get
that,
from
for
an
the TV
artistic.
versions?
I mean, changing "Don't F with the babysitter," changing, homo to weirdo. Like to me, that's good,
Yeah.
right? But it's, I mean, it's a slippery slope.
It's a slippery slope, but it's Disney. Like I kind of get it. You know what I mean? Like if those things don't seem super egregious, but knowing the audience that's going to be flipping through there and parents want to know that whatever their 8-year-old is flipping to, they can feel comfortable with. Like I understand that.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. Like then it's sort of like, well, what do you do and what don't you do? And
Yeah, and I think with Disney Plus especially, I mean, I think what they probably need to think about doing is creating a portal the way Netflix has.
see, I'm not familiar with this. How does that work?
Netflix has like a kids portal, and then they have like for everyone. Mm-hmm. Because there's plenty of stuff that Disney acquired via Fox that will just like never be seen otherwise.
Yeah, like Aliens and
Yeah, like
Die Hard.
Maybe create like a touchstone or like something that says, okay, this is like stuff for grown-ups.
Which, by the way, Adventures in Babysitting and Splash are both Touchstone movies.
That's right. Well, no, I mean, wait, was Splash Fox or Disney?
Oh, I could be wrong. I thought that was a Touchstone movie. But I could be totally wrong. That's like from '84, a little bit.
Hold on, let me look that up. So Splash, I thought it was a Fox movie. I thought it was acquired, but no, it was actually, not only was it a Touchstone movie, it was the first Touchstone movie.
Yeah.
So have we just gotten more prudish in the last, like 35 years?
You know what's funny? I remember the Disney Sunday Night Movie scenes from Splash were in its opening. And,
Yes.
it'd be interesting to see the TV version of that, what that looks like.
That's right. So I don't know. I think this is like people criticize Disney as being like the evil empire, and I think some of these sort of
Not me.
That's right. I mean, that is a critique that's out there. Just to be clear, I'm not saying I agree with that either, but I think sometimes stuff like this is a little bit heavy-handed.
These sorts of alterations.
The splash butt edit.
Sure.
If it was good enough for a Disney release that was PG in 1984, I don't see what the, you know what I mean, like what the difference is now.
Yeah, I don't know. Was this before PG-13? This came out 84, right? When
84.
was that invented?
It would have been before PG-13.
Yeah,
but I mean, come on, I can't imagine Splash would have been PG-13.
I have no idea.
I
haven't seen that movie. Maybe ever, actually.
I just watched it again recently. You know, it's fine.
Is it good?
I mean, you know, it's fine. My daughter is like in her like mermaid phase.
Ah, got it.
So again, she loves Ariel. So it's like, oh look, it's the real mermaid. That's what she calls it, real mermaid. You know.
Yeah.
And it's fine. So moving on, here's another story that I thought was kind of interesting. I wanted to get your thoughts on. Mm-hmm. Martin Scorsese. What do you think of Martin Scorsese, Brian?
He's pretty good.
Yeah?
Pretty good, yeah. He's made some movies I like.
He's made a few. So he's run into some trouble with his latest movie, which stars Leonardo DiCaprio, and the budget has blown past $200 million.
Yeah. Yeah, it's called Killers of the Flower Moon.
Yes.
And it is a period piece. So you can imagine a period movie is kind of expensive. And you had The Irishman, right, where they had to de-age all these faces. But I'm not really seeing why this movie needs to be over $200 million.
Okay, so I was thinking this exact thing. First of all, he's making it for Paramount, and Paramount has about $30 million like total in their, you know, in the coffers.
Right.
Like that $200 million. Are you kidding me? What's the last Paramount movie that has made anywhere close to that?
Yes, and this movie is not going to make $200 million.
That's right. Right. Yeah, I think that's highly unlikely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's weird because the conversation around the story is basically, so Paramount's like, sorry, dude, we're out, right? And so he's taking it to Apple and Netflix, and this has become this thing like, what kind of world are we in where Martin Scorsese can't make his movies? And I'm like, are you insane? Like the last Transformers didn't make $200 million.
I know, and that's the thing too is, I as a fan, I want this movie to exist. Right?
Absolutely,
I want to watch this. But if I was Paramount, I would feel the same way, right? I mean, it's not good business, and I would be like, there's really no way you can shave this budget down. Like what? Like let's get into the books here. Like what are we doing? You know, I don't think that's unreasonable.
I think a $100 million budget would still be too much.
Agreed. I would say that is something I might be more willing to do, but that's still risky.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, like, hey, Marty, what are you thinking, buddy?
Yeah, I don't know. I would be really curious why they think this would cost that.
Listen, a movie called Killers of the Flower Moon is not going to make $200 million.
Right.
And if it costs $200 million, it needs to make $600 million.
Right.
There is the studio is not in the wrong here for being like, hey, no.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
I don't see any reason why Apple or Netflix wouldn't arrive at the same calculus where they're like, how much are we going to make off of this?
Or do you do like a co-production kind of thing? I don't know how that would work, but remember Titanic was Paramount and Fox.
Yes.
Right? So.
Although Paramount was smart because they had like an upper limit on how much money they could put into it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in hindsight, it was not smart because they ended up not making as much money off of it.
Right.
But that's kind of the same thing, right? Titanic. It's weird because when we talk about Titanic in hindsight, it's like, oh my gosh, of course, you know.
Right.
I lived through all that, and I remember everyone was writing it off when it was in production. Mm-hmm. Right, so it was by no means a safe bet. It turned out to be.
The week leading up to, you thought this was like Cameron's folly.
Yeah, and I mean the reviews, the initial positive reviews are like, no, hey guys, this is sit down because Titanic's good. You know,
Right.
it was that. But that was that was a unicorn of a movie.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I feel like The Irishman. I don't know what the budget on The Irishman was.
I don't either, but I think it was 200 plus.
Do you think Netflix made broke even on that?
See, that's the weird thing is with Netflix, their calculus is so unprecedented, right? It's all about subscribers, right? So someone who's subscribing just because they want to watch the Carmen Sandiego show with their kids is still paying for Scorsese's movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I have no idea.
I don't know. I'm wondering. Like, is Scorsese suddenly drunk on these $100 million plus budgets?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because he used to keep things pretty tight.
Right. I mean, he comes from the 70s, right? Where he's probably stealing shots on the streets of New York.
Right?
Yeah.
And then suddenly Netflix is like, dollar bills, y'all.
Right.
And he's like, hey, you know what we should do here? We should like digitally de-age. That'd be good, right?
Yeah, and where is Jonah Hill? He said he'd meet me here. Yeah.
So let's put a pin in that conversation. I'm curious what ends up happening with that story. But hey, I hear some music.
Yeah.
So I think that means we have some Star Wars news.
Yeah, okay. So, Zachy, you know how the conversation surrounding Star Wars for the past 3 years or so has been sort of like a weary, anguished mixture of joy, sadness, and exhaustion? Well, Daisy Ridley has just joined the chat room. Yeah, she was on a podcast. I guess it's called Dragcast, and they asked her about her feelings of Rise of Skywalker and its reception, and she basically said the experience of that was tricky and upsetting.
Wow.
Yeah, she said, these are her quotes. January was not that nice. It was weird. I felt like all of this love that we'd sort of been shown the first time around, I was like, where's the love gone? And it's interesting, isn't it? I mean, I talked about this one time, but I worked on the movie Elektra. And I only repeat this because I feel like it's really relates to this. I remember reading the script and going, this isn't good. Which I probably shouldn't have said as an intern at a company. But I remember saying that. I was like, this isn't good. Then I was able to work on that film, and I met the director, and he brought me to a screening where he wanted my opinion, and I watched it, and I thought it looked cool, and, I met Jennifer Garner, and I saw how they did a certain stunt, and then I got to see the stunt as a movie, and then I brought all my friends opening weekend to go see it, you included, and you guys were like, Brian, what were you thinking? This isn't good.
I remember glaring at you at one time during the movie. I remember that.
So, I mean, the experience of making something is a feeling, right? And that feeling doesn't have to be directly related to what the product ends up being for the people who have nothing invested in it other than going to see it, right? And so when I read this, I sort of felt bad for her. I was like, I bet this was a wonderful experience making this movie. And she actually, another quote of hers was, I watched the documentary, The Making of the Skywalker Legacy, which is one of the bonus features, this week. And she said, it's so filled with love. And I was thinking that it's a tricky thing when you're a part of something that's so filled with love and then people don't like it. So I was like, yeah, that's a bummer of a feeling. I mean, I bet she worked her butt off on this movie. I bet everybody did. But you can't control how people are going to end up feeling about something. And so that would be jarring to come out of this wonderful experience and then have to confront people's mixed or tepid or less than that even reactions.
Yeah, I think that, first of all, I felt really bad reading her sort of laying it out in that way, Mm-hmm. It's like, everyone involved wanted to make something people would love, and, people are just shitty. I mean, she didn't say it that way, but that's essentially it, and it just kind of puts a damper on everything. But the unfortunate thing is this is not new when it comes to Star Wars. Mm-hmm. And I would assume that it's at least part of the reason why George Lucas was just like, all right, F this, I'm done.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
And I'm at this point now where I'm like, you know what? I don't think we're ever going to have a Star Wars anything where people can just have a good feeling about it. Mm-hmm. It's always I have a bad feeling about it.
Yes. Yeah.
You know? Like even Mandalorian, which came in with a lot of like positive buzz, by the end of the first season, people had already started Breaking Bad on it. Like, oh, it's actually like almost like just to be contrarian.
Sure.
Oh, it's actually I don't like how it's a lot of that.
Right.
Well, I like the quote here from Daisy Ridley. She says, "I guess now conversations are just more public, so there's stuff I wouldn't have seen. But honestly, trying to scroll through my newsfeed in January and trying not to see Star Wars stuff, I'd see headlines and be like, oh my God, this is so upsetting." And I'm like, that, yeah, it sucks, you know?
Yeah.
And especially because my sense anyway is that Daisy Ridley is generally thought of as one of the better parts of this new trilogy.
Right.
So God, like, J.J. Abrams, he's going to have to deal with this until he dies. Right. I mean, Rian Johnson too, but I think it's like just this morning on Forbes, I read this article like, oh, Rise of Skywalker didn't, and it was bad because, and I'm like, dude, it's just forever. Are we gonna? Is this the thing now? Forever, right? I mean, it's been 4 months now at this point? 5 months? Mm-hmm. We can't, it's like just let the thing ferment a little bit, you know?
Yes, that's a way more articulate way of saying what I was trying to say. Yeah, just let it ferment a little bit.
God, I feel bad for all these people, you know?
Yeah, that is a bummer. That's a bummer. And I did watch that behind the scenes documentary, by the way, and it was really fun to see everybody, people that we'll never see their faces, but who contributed a great deal and should be proud of their work. You know?
Yeah, I highly recommend that. Any other Star Wars news?
Well, I saw there was a Mandalorian special coming up, but I actually don't know a whole lot about this, so I was curious if you could tell me.
Well, it's not even a special. It's a documentary series.
Oh, it's going to be a series?
Yeah.
Oh.
Looking at the behind-the-scenes production of The Mandalorian.
Oh, wow. Well, I mean, no secret here. We love that sort of stuff, so I look forward to checking that out.
So this is coming in May.
Okay.
So very shortly. So I'm assuming, I would assume they'll time it for like May 4th, which is the Star Wars Day.
Of course.
Right. So it's called Disney Gallery, The Mandalorian, and it's a series about the making of the show. So
okay.
It's going to be 8 parts, and
it's
going to be hosted by Jon Favreau, I guess.
Huh. Okay.
And basically, just every episode is going to look at a specific aspect of the production. So it does feel a little bit like an extended DVD, bonus feature.
Mm-hmm. And also probably an attempt to be like, don't forget about this.
I was about to say, I mean, really, it feels like Disney is like, we're going to use every part of the buffalo.
Yes. And they have to, because I mean, I think it was supposed to return this year. I don't think that'll be happening now, but I mean, thinking of the original trilogy, they used to come out every 3 years, right? And so we had this sort of built-up tolerance or patience for having to wait for this sort of thing. But now, just with Netflix and streaming and binge culture, it's as soon as we finish the thing, we're ready for the next thing. We're like, okay, give me the next thing. So this feels like sort of a smart, calculated, probably attempt to hold us over while we wait for whatever's next. And frankly, we're still waiting for the Baby Yoda toys, right? I mean,
that's
gotta
right.
keep people interested in this thing and not feeling like, wait, I finished that a while ago. When's the next thing?
Hey, well, let me ask you, do you think Disney would have been better off putting the new trilogy movies out every 3 years instead of every 2 years?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Like with nothing in between.
Yeah. I think, what are people going to give up on it? You know
right.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, why not give it that extra year? I mean, everything could use more time, especially these movies that are so effects heavy and they really should be thought over, and that was the template, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know why not.
I wonder, in hindsight, they should have let the sequel trilogy come out, let it bake according to its own pace, right? Mm-hmm. And then once it's done, then you start getting into all the spin-offs.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I had forgotten about the whole. Yeah, Rogue One came out the year after.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I still like Rogue One.
Yeah, no,
but
sure.
the idea that there had to
I've
be...
liked everything Disney's put out, so I'm not like I'm not part of the we hate this crowd, but I'm just thinking in terms of long term.
Mm-hmm.
You let the sequel trilogy have the stage all to itself for whatever it is, 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then, hopefully it turns out well enough that people are jonesing for more, and then you delve back into the archives and the history of the franchise.
Yeah, and I can see both sides of it. I mean, when you have Marvel coming out with 2 to 3 movies a year, you think, well, a Star Wars movie every year, sure.
Yeah.
But I feel like I could be wrong on this, but I feel like even back then we were probably like, no, we're cool. Like, let's breathe.
Yes.
Like, we don't have to keep putting stuff out just to put stuff out.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the calculus was, hey, we can do for Star Wars what we've done for Marvel, and the miscalculation, which I'm fairly certain you and I had this exact conversation on the show, is with Marvel movies. Yes, there is a certain amount of perceived sameness, but you're not going to confuse Black Panther with Ant-Man.
Mm-hmm.
So you're getting sort of different things, different dishes on this big buffet.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas a Star Wars movie is a Star Wars movie is a Star Wars movie.
Yeah. And I'm fine with they don't have why do those two things have to operate the same way?
Right.
Yeah. And I think Star Wars is so special for many reasons to many different people, but in terms of how much we received at a time.
Right.
It was always sort of a unique, special thing whenever it would come out, and making it the like, oh yeah, the annual Star Wars movie. I mean, that just inherently takes some sparkle off of it. So like, why not keep it this sort of special thing that people are always going to turn up for, and like, why sort of normalize it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there we go.
Yeah.
Should have listened to us, Disney.
But that's going back to why we even started this, the Mandalorian series. I'm curious. I love that stuff. So
the behind, I mean, the stuff that they have done technologically, is absolutely astonishing.
Yeah.
On the Mandalorian, I mean, they have created technologies that are going to fundamentally change how television is produced.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you want to give me more of that? How that's all done? Oh my gosh, I absolutely want to see it. I mean, there's like little YouTube videos which folks who are listening, you can check it out. I mean, it's mind-boggling.
Mm-hmm. It's brilliant. I'm sure it's expensive, but it I wonder how much cost it takes care of in the end anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
that is that, Brian.
Hey, man, we did it.
I know.
$199.
Are you out of your mind?
Yeah. If we had a movie poster for each episode, it'd be like us sort of like looking wistful middle distance, just like, are you out of your mind?
It's painted by Drew Struzan.
Oh, one could dream. Yeah.
But yeah, we will be back in just a few short weeks with episode 200.
Yeah.
Which is pretty bananas. But before that, we will be back for another of those commentary tracks we were talking about. This is going to be fun. We're going to talk through Avengers Age of Ultron.
Which I have not seen since the theater. I am very excited to dig back into that.
I think looking back at this one with the full context of everything that came after will allow for, I would think, a more engaged experience than certainly you had when you first saw it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I've come to appreciate aspects of this film more so now than I did 5 years ago. So I'm always happy to watch any of these movies, but especially when we get to talk through, I think we'll have fun. So that's coming up next week.
Mm-hmm.
So we can look for that. But in the meantime, Brian, what do you have going on?
I'm still churning out Puppy Dog Pals, and that is still airing. And it's also on, it's on Disney Junior, and it is also on Disney Plus, so people can check it out there.
Perfect. As for me, you can find me on Twitter. I'm at Zacky's Corner. That's ZAKIS Corner. That's also my website, just added.com. I haven't posted very much there lately, but you can go into the archives there and see my movie reviews. Also, check out the Nostalgia Theater podcast, which the latest episode is my conversation with Mark Valley about Human Target, and I got a fun one coming up later this month, hopefully. So, fun stuff there. And as always, please, if you like what we're doing here, go to iTunes, or Apple Podcasts, leave a review, leave a star rating. Every little bit helps. And if you have any feedback for us, please, you can email us, moviefilmpodcast@gmail.com. You can also hit like on our Facebook page, facebook.com/moviefilmpodcast, and message us there. On behalf of my partner, Brian Hall, my name is Zaki Hassan. This has been Movie Film 199. We'll be back soon. Thanks, everybody, for listening.
Welcome, friends, it's the Movie Film Podcast. Movie Film Podcast, enjoy the show. Zachy and Brian are talking about movies. Movie Film Podcast on the radio.